same thing.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was in a cover band a couple of times.
Yeah, so why not? Why can't there be cover comedians? I'm just going to start the podcast. What's up, everybody? I'm here with Arknolia Strokelbean. We're on the casting couch. No, I'm just kidding. That's not, what did I call it? People were calling it casting couch last time, but it's producer's couch, god damn it. It's not a casting couch. This isn't Hollywood, and Arknolia Strokelbean isn't in underwear right now.
That's true. I put my pants on.
Yeah, I mean, you could do whatever you wanted, because I mean, it's not like I can see you, so you could be.
That's true.
Could be nude. But I was saying, CM Punk looks like he's cracked, like just looks sickly right now for some reason. And I was saying it looks like George Carlin. And why couldn't I take all of George Carlin's all his comedy, and go around just doing George Carlin, doing his jokes? Why not? Like, because there's cover bands, so why can't there be cover comedians?
Sounds reasonable to me.
I mean, I wonder, like, if, like, you know what I mean? Like, they would sue you for that, or, like, his wife, his widow, would try to sue somebody for that, like, making money at a bar, telling his jokes. But
I guess that's possible.
But why can't bands sue people for that then?
Well, mainly because a lot of times the bars are paying the fees.
Right. So, like, they get away with it because the bars...
Because the bars generally are paying the fees.
Oh, you mean they pay for the... Yeah, because they pay for the live music, the live song?
Right. Not only do they pay the band, but they pay whoever's got the overall copyrights or whatever it is.
But they're not really doing that, probably. A cover band comes there and plays whatever they want, and then the bar goes and individually pays for all those bands. There's no way that happens.
No. There's one agency that they pay.
Oh, okay, yes, okay.
The name of it, but there is one agency.
That's true.
I used to know the name, but I can't remember who they are.
No, you're dead right, because it's a service. Because I think if there's any more than like 50 people or 30 people or something like that, then you have to something, because you're playing the music live. It's like it's the same thing on YouTube when they're like, oh, get all these copyright free songs as long as you sign up for this, and you pay like $9.99 a month, and you get access to like probably 30% of the songs ever made.
Huh.
I mean, it's a real thing on YouTube, yeah. But you have to pay like $10 a month, and you get like thousands of songs, so that won't hit you anymore.
Of course, if you're playing on a location, you're paying more than 50. If you're playing in front of more than 50 people, you're doing pretty good, because most of them don't do that well.
Yeah, it's something like that. I think if there's more than 500 people, then too, it becomes an even, like, it's another step up. Then if you're playing the music in front of that many people, then it's like you have to pay. There would be a larger fee then, because now it becomes something. I don't know. There's words and names for these things that we obviously forget, but we're definitely on the right course here with what we're talking about.
Yeah, I remember playing in front of 2 people in a bar once.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird.
Yeah, I can remember promoting the hell out of something one time and playing in front of 8 people, and that was the show where a record label came up to us. So you never know. We played shows where there was played a show where there was 100 people once, played a show where there was 50 people, played a show where there's 25 people, and those shows were great. And then we probably played this show with like 8 people, and 3 of them were like the people we brought, and then there was 2 other people, and then there was like 5 guys sitting around a bar, that weren't even there for that. And so we were like, oh, this is like a practice, like, oh well. And we just played.
Yeah,
and then
the way I used to look at it too is if there weren't many people, okay, this is practice.
Yeah, exactly. We're practicing, and we're live. We'll have fun with whatever we can, and try not to make the people leave that are already here. But
that kind of depresses the hell out of you when you're sitting there playing and people are getting up and leaving. It's like, folks, wait.
Yeah, it's the thing about it was that was the place though where the record label came up to us. So it was like, it's like at the end of the night, we played like 9 songs and then we were done. But then all of a sudden, we have somebody coming up to us like, hey, we're looking, here's our information. What do what can you do? How old is everybody? And, and they came out there specifically for it, and it was like, what? Like, this is crazy because, it was kind of a downer. We were like, oh, this kind of stinks. And even my voice, I remember my voice had blown a little bit for this, so I was kind of happy in a way. I was kind of like, you know what, I'm glad that no one's here to see this because my voice is not the best. I was cutting off notes early. I was not singing parts the same way in a way because I was so...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then the record people were there, and I was like, all of a sudden I was like, whoa. So then it became a fun thing that they were there, and I told the guy, I was like, hey, I hope we didn't... My voice is kind of blown right now, but I figured it didn't matter. Nobody was here, but I guess somebody was here. And he was like, it doesn't, I've heard you. I've heard it at another place. I've seen you somewhere else, and I heard the CD. So, but
oh, cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was back when.
Yeah, but we occasionally did country clubs. Those were fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you ever do a country club?
No, not with this band. This was like really metal stuff. We could never have played it.
Covers of mainly 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah,
mainly 70s.
Yeah, this was like too. This would have been too heavy, I think, for that. But it was weird because we played. People would try to book us at places like sort of like that, and I'd be like, do they know that we're a metal band? Like that we're like a death metal band? Do they know that? And people would be like, oh. Yeah, we didn't know that, But that was back in the early 2000s when, like, all the stuff, there was so much metal and crazy stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, bands after that, I could have played a country club with this other band I was in because we did, mostly acoustic songs. And, yeah, it was more like I don't know exactly what type of music to say it was like, but it was more like kind of like, I know we talked about Pink Floyd before, but it was more like kind of like that meets, just regular kind of generic rock from the early 90s,
oh, yeah.
Something like that. So it was...
Well, no, my main love is 60s and 70s, some 80s, but I am familiar with a lot of more recent stuff, too. And I do like this, a lot of what I've heard.
Yeah, I like, I like we probably, I liked Aerosmith and stuff like that at that time, so it was probably more like stuff like Aerosmith.
Yeah.
And
of course, I go further back than that.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah.
Hey, I meant to ask you, have you ever thought about doing what JB does and do blogs on your site?
I thought about it because I do have a blog page, but I kind of, what I did was I used it to see what type of traffic I would get on my website. And when I experimented with some of the blogs, I never saw a ton of traffic. I feel like unless you have some kind of crazy clickbait, I don't see it. Now, if somebody wanted to blog on a site and it was easy to set up, I probably would think about that in the future. So I've thought about that in the future maybe, but right now...
well, I wouldn't mind trying it. I've sent JB a sample, never heard anything, so I don't know whether he ever got it or
he must have missed it because he would love content from anywhere, so I'm sure he must have missed it because
I'll try it again then, I guess.
He'll hear that. I'll just tell him. I'll be like, he'll be like, oh, I didn't see it because he wants anybody to be blogging anything probably, so I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that.
Well, I would concentrate mostly on music, but
yeah,
I would occasionally do some other stuff too.
Yeah, even just...
But I'd say probably 90% of it be music.
Yeah, anything. He'd probably like anything. He'd probably like it to be on there, so must have missed it. He'll probably be like, I didn't see it. Yeah, that'd be cool. And I might do something eventually on my site. I am working on my site right now to try to make it look a little different and to make it look as good as possible on a phone, but then make it look good on the desktop. It's kind of a tough thing, but I prefer desktop, obviously, and I like the idea of the phone being easy to use, in case you're out or something and you have to use your phone. So, but I also like the idea of it, looking good on a desktop, and I would rather be on a desktop with people's stuff, but I know we're all on the go now, or no, a lot of people are with their phones, so I want to make it very user-friendly on the phone.
They both have their advantages.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like you. I prefer desktop.
Yeah, and I think, like, I think it's like something like 30% or less, probably 20% are now using the desktop. You know what's weird about that is when I started on YouTube, this is so crazy, but I can remember sitting there with Jesse in 2013 and going over the numbers, and I was like, wow. I was like, everything's going to phone, Jesse. It's weird because the phone numbers are so bigger than they used to be. And at the time, 75% of the people who watched my channel watched on a desktop. That was in 2013. Now, it's 20% watch on a desktop.
Oh, and speaking of Jesse, run 6 November by him and see what he says.
I think he needs the time and...
Time, I don't know.
Okay, if not the time, then where you were.
1950, Sherman, Texas.
Okay. All right. I'll tell him to listen to this. He'll probably like it. So
be interesting.
Yeah, he's pretty good with that stuff usually. And
I'm not sure of the time, but I think it was late.
Yeah, that just adds like another specific to it or something like that. And he ran it by his other friend who's like really crazy about everything. And she came up with pretty similar stuff, but interesting stuff for me. I forget exactly what it was now, but I heard it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that about makes sense. You know, usually when I had him do Leah's, too, and that made sense, too. Another person kind of nailed it, too. So it's pretty good. It's not always 100%, but it's interesting.
No, there's no such thing as 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of it is, like, wanting it to be that way and things like that, but it's...
Even though there's lots of ball players that play 110%, which is physically impossible, but...
Yeah, you can't do that unless they're taking some kind of illegal substance. So maybe they are, giving it 110%.
Where heard that before, huh?
Yeah, because if you get 100% of yourself, but then you're on some kind of craziness and you hit the ball out of the park, by 10 feet, maybe it was a 10%.
Yeah, like Bobby Bonds. Oh, I didn't mention any names, did I?
Yeah, remember he was jacked when he won that thing. They're juicing the balls maybe too coming up. They're saying they want to juice the balls up, and they might not have a problem with it. That way, they can have more home runs. But that's so weird because.
Well, yeah, because they set records this year.
Yeah, I wonder if they did do it then.
Here's a quick question about the playoffs: who do you think's going to win it all, and who do you want to win it all?
I think it looks good for LA right now. Looks good for LA and also God, who is it that I was talking about? So the Yankees obviously look good. I obviously don't want the Yankees to win because I'm in Boston. And the Astros, I'm not a Dodger fan either, but I might probably would root for the Astros. And it could be Astros Dodgers. It just could be. I know that's the two teams with the most wins, but
yeah,
looks like it might be Astros Dodgers.
My thought is that there's a part of me that's thinking, well, the Yankees are going to win it all, and the team I want to win is anybody but the Yankees.
Yeah,
and I mean anybody.
Yeah, I'll take anybody but the Yankees too. But I'd go for I'd definitely cheer for LA if they were playing LA.
Yeah, I think Houston, LA is the way I'd like to see it go.
Yeah,
that would be a great series.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd root for the Astros probably then. I forget you're not. What's your team again? I don't remember.
Well, I usually don't pick a team and fixate on them, but I guess it would be the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers, they had a worse season than the Red Sox this year. Yeah, they didn't do so well. But yeah, so
I remember their 2 World Series years. I was really disappointed in both of them.
Was those the years that they had Teixeira?
No, he'd already been gone by then.
He was already on the Yankees. Okay, I couldn't remember. Oh yeah, they really messed up those. Yeah, they did mess up. That was a mess.
Well, the Giants pretty well cleaned their clocks. But man, they should have never lost to St. Louis. Although it didn't kill me because I like Tony La Russa.
Yeah.
So that was okay based on that, but I would have preferred they won.
Yeah.
Obvious.
I like the.
Well, they were one strike away from winning, actually.
Yeah, they should have won something. That was crazy. And then.
Well, that was when they had their best manager. Ron Washington was easily their best manager.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the managers there, really. I can only think of a couple. But Ron Washington didn't he manage for like 8 years or something?
It might have been that long.
Like
I don't recall for sure.
There was a while. I can't remember really the other guys after that. I can barely remember my team stuff anymore, so I don't even know. But I know
you guys had Bobby Valentine for a year, and that was a disaster.
That was a mess. Oh God, that was so weird. He looked like Jimmy Buffett, like was coaching a baseball team.
Yeah.
And then we won the next year, I think, after him anyway. So, but we had a tougher division this year than usual. With even the damn Rays beat us, which is.
Yeah, they made the playoffs for of all things.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Oh God, I don't like them. I don't like the Yankees or the Rays, and they both made the playoffs. That's making me crazy. I like Houston only because of like when Nolan Ryan, pretty much.
Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, I went to buy tickets for a game, me and my son, in 1991.
Yeah.
And we go up to the box office and we tell the guy, "Yeah, we want tickets for tonight's game." And my son looks at me and says, "Hey, is Brian pitching tonight?" I said, "I don't know." I asked the guy, "Hey, is Ryan scheduled to pitch tonight?" And he says, "No." And I said, "Oh, okay. When's he scheduled?" "Tomorrow night." "Okay, we'll buy tickets for that game." So we bought tickets for that game, and basically, when we went that night, by the seventh inning, we could tell something was going on here. This was a special night. And in the ninth inning, we did not sit down because we were there to witness Nolan Ryan's seventh no-hitter.
Wow. That's crazy.
That was cool. I mean, it's kind of like, that's one of those events you won't forget.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That'd be awesome to see. I think I saw a triple play, I said last time to you, but same time around that, like 90, 92, 3, maybe 91, I don't know, but the Red Sox turned a triple play. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, nothing like seeing a no-hitter. I mean, that's, a seventh one.
I mean, I don't think anyone's ever going to top that.
Yeah, I don't know who might have thrown. I think recently in Boston, it's been like people have thrown one. I think Hideo Nomo threw one. I think maybe Derek Lowe might have thrown two, maybe. Pedro might have thrown one.
Verlander just threw his third, but heck, he's not going to make seven.
Yeah. Yeah, three now is crazy. 7 is that's out of control.
Especially the way the ball works now.
Right, and if they soup up the ball, I mean that will mess up all the records.
Under 5 runs.
Yeah, all the records though will be kind of like, well, this is when they change the ball. How can you say that's if somebody hits like 100 home runs? It's hard to compare that to when somebody was hitting 100 home runs in the previous 120 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The ball is different. I mean, I don't know. That'll be weird.
Well, I remember another game. Company I was working for bought season passes. And so one day, while I was in charge of them, I went around asking everybody. It says, "Anybody want tickets to tonight's game?" "No, I got something going on. I can't go." "Okay, well, you kept asking people. No one was interested. So, okay, I guess I'll go then." So I got the tickets and called a friend of mine and my brother, and he asked one of his friends. We went to the game, and that night we got to watch Kenny Rogers pitch his perfect game.
Jesus.
Everybody at the office the next day was, "You lucky guy. You had the opportunity."
Yeah, it's the you went to baseball games like I went to wrestling, apparently, because I never saw much
I've
anything.
probably been to 100.
Oh, my God, yeah, I've been to probably 15, and Not too much happened at all those, but wrestling,
they're
I saw
fun.
some good ones.
It's fun to watch the game, but it's just fun being there in the atmosphere.
Yeah, I like being at a ballpark at night, and it's very nice, and drinks, hot dog, heart attack.
Yeah, and I like to watch on television too occasionally.
Yeah, when HD came out, I was really like, this is great when you could see everything so much better. It was different though.
Yeah, one of the funniest things I remember ever seeing on television was I was watching a Ranger game one day, and this is the clip that generally when they do the bloopers baseball shows up in the top 5 if it's not number 1. But the guy for the other team hits the ball deep to right field, and Jose Canseco goes back. He goes back. He reaches the fence, puts his glove up. Ball goes through, hits him on the head, and bounces into the stands for a home run.
Oh, my God.
Funniest thing I ever saw.
That is pretty funny.
I mean, the center fielder was laughing his head off. I mean, to him, it was a hilarious. The guy ball just came down, bonk, hit him on the head, and popped into the stands for a home run. Like I said, it's one of those that if you ever watch blooper films, it's usually in the top 5, and it is online, by the way.
Right. I'll have to check it out.
But
I've probably seen it a bunch, actually, now that I think about it, but I forgot.
But it's one of those things you watch and you go, how can they be such a dolt?
Do you remember the replay of the guy running through the wall or whatever? Like he basically was running after the ball, and then he crashed through the wall.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that one too. But I didn't see it live, but I remember seeing that.
That was crazy.
That was pretty good.
Well, that's some funny stuff. Now that would never happen. Now they'd smash into the thing and just bounce off. You probably wish you go through it rather than bounce off the cement or whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Because even with pads, you got to be kind of tough.
Yeah, that's got to kill them. What's up with you in wrestling? Are you watching? I mean, I've seen you in the chats.
I'm not really
but
watching much of anything. I obviously watch your reviews and all that, but I listen to them and I go, "Oh, I'm glad I didn't waste my time." Yeah,
it's pretty
kind of
ugly.
weird. But yeah, I mean, I still got great memories. I remember one night I was watching a wrestling match between Hollywood John Tatum and I don't remember who his opponent was. But he lost, and he starts yelling at the back, so it sees what happened or whatever. And next thing I knew, this Missy Hyatt comes popping out. And I'm going like, oh, I got to keep watching this.
Well, what about
that debut?
What about AEW coming up on Wednesday? Are you going to check that out?
Yeah, I might. Either that or I'll listen to the reviews, see how it's going. And if it's going like it sounded, I'll go, yeah, I'll give that a shot, see what happens with it.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people waiting.
I might do that.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how it goes compared to the NXT show. Could be.
Well, I've heard that one's pretty decent, and it might be something I might be interested in.
It's really good for wrestling. Like, it's good, but it's like they're not doing a whole lot of, story stuff and a lot of mic work. It's really just, here comes a match. Okay. All right, here comes another match.
I like that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, if you like that, then it's pretty good, because it was pretty good. I think AEW, though, is going to try to get a little bit into some of the ridiculous stuff and the outside the ring stuff on top of it. So that's the difference I see happening.
Yeah, it's funny how they knocked Vince Russo, and that was the kind of stuff he always did.
Right. Oh man, I can't believe the Joker stuff's happening. Are you able to go out anymore to movies? When was the last time you were able to get out to a movie?
It's probably been 5 years or more.
Wow. Yeah,
but,
I mean
that is one movie I would like to see, if for no other reason, the fact that there's all the buzz about it.
Yeah,
I don't like it when people tell me what I can see and what I can't see.
Yeah, it's really weird that goes on. It feels like throughout. I mean, you'd know better, but it feels like throughout the years, it's like every 10 years or something, the way everything switches. Like, it goes from, everybody wants to ban and block bad things, and then the next 5 to 8 years, it's all edgy again, and then it goes back the other way. I remember, at some point in the early mid-90s, things were They were trying to get you to, be good and don't watch this and let's do that. And then all of a sudden, then things got really edgy though. Then they went crazy edgy,
Yeah. It's funny because I can remember when The Exorcist first came out, which pretty much tells you I was pretty old.
Yeah, that was.
But people were freaking out at the theater and stuff like that. But it kept going, and people just watched it.
Yeah, but
it was what it was.
It was nobody like, we're going to ban that movie and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I hear this thing called freedom of speech and all that. Yeah, exactly. What are you banning it for,
I remember...
Just 'cause you don't like it?
My mother always said that movie just freaked her out. Like, she never would watch it. That and The Birds. The Birds was something she saw.
Oh, I liked that one.
that one freaked
that was
her.
Fun.
My mother's actually
The Birds will freak you out if you've never seen it. It'll freak you out.
That movie... My mom doesn't like birds still now to this day because of that movie, apparently. She's, terrified the birds are going to do something.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty...
Man, the birds will scare you to death in that one.
Yeah, if they wanted to do that, they probably could. They just don't know it.
I know. It's kind of weird to watch birds. Well, you probably don't have this problem up there, but up down here in some of the parking lots and various stores and such, we have what's called a grackle problem. It's a big black bird, kind of like a raven.
Yeah.
Man, thousands, and basically cover the lot, cover the store front, whatever. They're sitting there looking for people to throw crap out the windows,
Oh, God, yeah. They, start dive bombing people and stuff.
They're pretty good about hanging around fast food joints, too.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, we have seagulls. That's about it. It's always seagulls around here.
Do you have any Sonics up there?
Sonic? No, we don't have that.
Well, it's kind of like the old style drive-through where you drive up and place your order at a speaker, and they bring it out to you and all that.
I've always seen them.
Covered with birds.
I see them on TV, but I've never eaten at a Sonic ever. And I've seen it on TV, but McDonald's is the only thing like that where you're sitting in the parking lot and the birds are trying to get in to eat your fries or something. But
they love fries.
But Sonic is when I see pictures of Sonic, it's like the old style drive-ups, but bigger. It's like a jumbo version of the old, drive-ups.
Well, they got a lot of them down here.
Yeah, did they I picture the old roller skates take your order at your car window type of deal.
Yeah, except here you punch a button and talk to somebody inside and they bring it out.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I would.
And actually, it's not too bad. They're decent for fast food.
Let me look it up and see where the closest Sonic is.
It's 0.4 miles away. I'm kidding.
Wow, that'd be funny. I actually don't have one that far away. Wow, there's actually one. I might just go there just to go there because I've never seen one. Wow, they actually opened one in Boston. Oh no, that's a printing company. Never mind. Oh, okay, there's one in Stoughton, Massachusetts, which is a little ways away. Smithfield.
Well, I'm in a small town and we have two of them. So
wow, this is. Yeah, they're all an hour away, but there's one in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, or no, not Woonsocket, but Rhode Island kind of sucks. It's kind of a scummy. We look at. It's weird because I live in a place that's I live in a nice area now. Now that we moved, we live in this nice sort of area, but every time there's a crime out here, it's a Rhode Island person because we're about 10 minutes from Rhode Island now. If I drive 10 minutes straight, I'll be in Rhode Island. Yeah. And the weird thing is the people from there come up to shop here. A lot of them do. I'll be at Walmart and I'll be walking around and I'll just see people that I'm they don't seem like they're from here. And then I look outside and the cars are Rhode Island and I'm oh, a lot of people come up from Rhode Island to shop here. I don't know why.
Because there's no shopping in Rhode Island.
I guess.
I don't know
mean,
that.
but no, that's the thing is they have a Walmart, they have all these places, but they come up here, and I don't know if maybe it's to get away because it's so nice. Like if you, I assume that if you drive an extra 5 minutes, you can go to our Walmart where it's more empty.
Yeah.
I look at it as a positive because if there was nobody coming from Rhode Island, there would be not a lot of people in the store at all. Because
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That would drive the prices up probably.
yeah, but also I mean they could go out of business. So I'd like to keep the Walmart here. So keep on coming up, I guess. But yeah, every time there's a crime here,
absolutely.
I've seen two serious crimes posted by our police in the areas in the last year that I've been here, and one of them was like a knife robbery, and the guy got slashed, and then another one was somebody crashed into people's cars and then took off. Those are the worst crimes that happened here in the last year. Both places, both times, it was a Rhode Island person. Wasn't someone from here. So this is weird. But I don't know, Rhode Island's right there. They've got some stuff there. The cool thing is like they've got, like fireworks and stuff. They're illegal in Massachusetts, so there's things I can go down 10 minutes down, all of a sudden different laws. So you go in there, get your fireworks and hide them in the trunk or something. Right. And whereas before where I used to live just outside of Boston, it would be either 45 minutes or an hour to get to Rhode Island, or it would take you probably an hour and a half to drive to New Hampshire. So you're in the middle, decide where to go. But now it's like I can drive 10 minutes down, and I mean, I'm not a vaper or a smoker. I'm not going to be vaping or anything anytime soon, but the vape, the vaping stores are there, and they're not banned there yet, and tattoos.
Actually, I've
all
never
that stuff.
smoked.
Oh, good. Well, that's probably why. Yeah, it's good because it's not good for you.
I was going to say that's why you're healthy. And like, hey, wait, remember the dialysis thing?
Yeah, well, it would, but you'd be in so much worse shape though if you were on dialysis. I feel like you had bad lungs.
Well, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you probably. That's true. Yeah, your heart would be in worse condition. Yeah, you really think about that, and that's why everybody should think about, like, when you're even drinking and shit. But like, you might be okay now, but if you end up being 50 years old and really damaged from drinking or smoking, yeah, and then you add a major, anything else, you add something else, now you're really struggling. But I'd say right now, only in the last couple months, I started running and stuff again, because I'm at the point now where probably the worst thing, the most threatening thing to me is probably, maybe cancer or something out of nowhere, or heart.
Yeah, that one just shows up and it doesn't pick and choose. It just kind of.
Yeah, it's
your
really
turn.
It's hard to figure out how to avoid that with everything having cancerous stuff in it, feels like. But heart attack is really the one thing where at least prevent that. At least get your levels checked and run, and that's what you can at least check. And if anybody has health insurance, I always tell people to be ridiculous. Like, I told some guy one time, he was like, "Oh, I feel like I'm like overweight and all these things." I'm like, "Dude, just go to your doctor and be like, I had all this heart cramping and pain and I fell over and stuff. Just make stuff up and have them check your heart if it's free to check it, because otherwise the doctor won't check it. They'll just be like, "How you feeling? Okay, let's check your blood pressure. Okay, you're fine." I'm like, "No, go to your doctor and say that you had this raging pain in your like heart chest area and it wasn't acid reflux and you felt weird and you fell over one time." And they checked his heart. He said that, and it didn't happen. That did not happen. But he said he just feels weird and he's overweight and he's worried. And he was starting to try to run to exercise again, but he was scared about.
Well, a good doctor will check the heart in case and probably running through a stress test.
Right. Yeah,
Which, by the way, those are fun.
Well, he did that, but then then I guess they they x-rayed him or something like that. And they found out that his his aorta or his main artery or something, it was like 88% clogged or something.
Holy cow.
So he was like, And the guy said that they were saying like, well, we never would, we probably wouldn't have caught this until you had a problem, or maybe you had that problem with your chest when you keeled over. And he's like, yeah, but he didn't keel over. That never happened. He just said that. So now he's going in. They have to put this, like, they have to, they put this stint thing in there. And it was all.
Yeah, and I forget what they call it, a stint or something like that.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
If he hadn't have gone in there for that, they probably wouldn't have noticed it, and he probably would have had to have something happen for them to fix it if he didn't die, though,
Yeah, I had a friend that was feeling bad once. He went to the doctor. He said, I'm not feeling good. And, went on to symptoms. Doc checked him out. He said, you need to go in the hospital right now. And he got a quadruple bypass.
Whoa.
He was right on the verge, and they managed to catch it, luckily.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is, it's too bad that we're not better, with medicine and the way we operate. We really do things wrong. We do things like, okay, you're about to have a heart attack, go in and get fixed. Or, okay, you have a heart attack, what's wrong? But, like, why don't we do preventative stuff where it's like, oh, let's just check you. Like, let's just check you every whatever. And
well, it took a heart stoppage to do me, if you remember.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you about that.
And it's like,
it took an actual stoppage.
Yeah, and you shouldn't, like most 9 out of 10 times, you're not here. Like, what happened to you?
Well, like I say, I was lucky to be in, a place where it was okay.
Yeah, it's all about where you are and then how the doctors are. It's weird. If you'd been somewhere else, yeah, what would have happened?
Well, yeah, because if I'd been home or out or whatever, who knows?
Right.
Circumstances were perfect, so yeah.
It's so many people are like that too. It's and I know that, like, with my dad, yeah, he would have been okay if it was just 4 more years later or something. They had all this stuff invented, and it was a ways to the hospital too. Anyway, from New Hampshire, it was like probably a 15-18 minute drive to the hospital in the ambulance, maybe 20 minutes. And
oh wow!
I mean, I'm used to, like, where I lived outside of Boston. We had a hospital 5 minutes away, but then there was another one 15 minutes away. And then if there was something really wrong, you could just drive into Boston. So, and Boston had the best hospitals, anywhere. If there was something major wrong, you'd want to drive into Boston to get to all the doctors are there, like world-renowned people are, it's crazy. So,
oh yeah.
But now where we live, we're, an hour away from Boston, and we're about, 25 minutes away from the next Massachusetts hospital, and about 15 minutes away from the Rhode Island hospital. So it's kind of like weird. I haven't figured out yet what we would do. I got to talk to my wife about that. Like, where would we go if there was an emergency? I don't know.
Yeah, you got to kind of plan something like that because you never know.
Right.
And you having the one kid with the allergy thing,
you're right.
You definitely need to. If you don't have the whatever they call it, pen or I forget what they call it.
Yeah, we got the EpiPen. Yeah.
The EpiPen, that's it.
We got 2 of them, but they're now they're like $300 a piece now.
Holy cow!
And I don't have health insurance, so it's like crazy. But we have them though, so we've got 4 of them. We were able to get the generic version, and then for some reason in Massachusetts you can't buy the good version for less than that, but in Rhode Island they have a program. And anybody can get it, so we drive over the border to Rhode Island CVS, and we can get it. We can get it for $15 in Rhode Island. So,
yeah, that always makes you wonder when that's the case.
That's bizarre. And you know what it is? I know what it is, because in Massachusetts there's health care, so all these companies are getting paid by Massachusetts for the free health care, and if you don't have free health care, they assume that you're rich, so then you can pay for it anyway. So they make their money in Massachusetts like crazy. But in Rhode Island, it's a lot poorer in Rhode Island, and there's no generic health care. So these people have to pay. People who have health insurance who are working can't even afford to get the stuff. So they have to make it $15 to make it available for everybody. so everybody can buy it. So therefore, they're making, tens of thousands of people in Rhode Island are paying $15 to $30 for these things, whereas in Massachusetts, they're, because if they had made it $300, none of the people in Rhode Island would really be able to afford it.
Oh man,
So it's sick. It's weird. It's sick how they do it. It's weird.
Yeah, it is strange. Hey, by the way, how'd Leah like Texas?
She liked it. Although, you know what? I haven't gotten to really talk to her too much about it. But when she was coming home, she just said she couldn't wait to get home, and she realized how different it is other places. She liked it, though, than Massachusetts. And she's like, it's so weird, like, after a while to be there, and you miss Massachusetts. I'm like, you always want to get out of Massachusetts. What is wrong with you? And she's like, yeah,
well,
but
you get used to the place. I mean,
Yeah. She saw, like armadillos and stuff like that, so that was kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I've lived in several places, but I've lived most of my life in Texas. So
yeah,
but I've spent a couple 3 years here and there in Louisiana. I actually spent 4 years in North Dakota.
Oh wow, okay, that's different. I don't know
That
anything about that.
Was
place.
interesting.
There's like nothing there, right?
Well, that, and if you like living on a table that's white 6 months out of the year, flat as it can be, and snow on the ground from about October, November, sometimes through April.
Wow. I looked up houses there once because I was like, we could afford one in North Dakota, South Dakota.
Yeah, you could, but you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to deal with it. I wouldn't know what was. I would freak
out.
out.
It was okay the time I was there, but still.
Yeah, I'd just be I'd be so. Even out here, I'm having like issues still getting used to like the ruralness, and I'm not even that rural, but it's pretty rural here compared to the city area. Like when I moved to the city area as a kid, I remember missing the outdoors of where we lived and everything. But now it's really hard to go back when you go outside and you look around and you're like, oh, I'm in like a neighborhood. And then if I walk out into the highway area, or not the highway, but the main street, you look around, you're just kind of like, I can walk around here and not really see anybody. And I can walk around my neighborhood and not see anybody but the neighbors. Whereas where I used to live, there'd just be people all over the place.
Yeah, when I was going to college, I spent 4 years on a farm and operated dairy, and actually owned over half the cows. But do you ever watch Dirty Jobs?
What? 30 what?
You ever watch the show Dirty Jobs?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you ever see the one where he was at the dairy?
I think so, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. But yeah, I remember that one. I remember like the trash one, this recycling area. Like I've seen all those.
Well,
ones.
for me, it was kind of like reliving my past.
Oh, right, yeah, because like the farm, yeah. Yeah, even...
I mean, milking the cows and all that stuff.
When I was in New Hampshire, that was like that, because if I walked 2 streets over, then it was a big area. It was my neighbor's farm, and he had cows and stuff.
Yeah, I actually have a certificate that I was a certified artificial inseminator. Do we know what that is?
Oh, God. So wait a minute. That's like you're whacking off the horse or the cow or whatever, and then like impregnating it?
No. They gave us the little bull semen things in little bottles that were in liquid nitrogen.
Right.
That's fun stuff to play with, by the way. And
Put that
what I'd do is when a cow came into heat, I'd pull one of those things out and put it in a little straw and inseminate the cow.
Oh, God, that's so weird. I mean,
it is weird.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's weird. It goes on all the time, though. It's what they have to do. That's one of those jobs I couldn't, like, that. I mean, that's not so bad, but like Dr. Pol, we watched that show.
Oh, man.
I like helping I like animals, but I don't know if I could ever do that stuff. The stuff I see them doing, I'm like, ugh, I can't do that. I'm glad there are people that do it though, because it's nice. But I can't pull a calf out of a cow's ass.
I think my favorite doctor show or vet show or whatever was the Colorado guy, Dr. Jeff.
Yeah, Leah loves all those. She watches all those.
Dr. Jeff was neat. I liked him.
Yeah, I could watch that one too. I could watch that one. I could watch all of them. I just, you know what happened is, like, Leah would put it on when we were eating a lot of times. Like, she'd be like, I'll be like, all right, want to watch something while we're eating? And she put that on. There'd be like a cow like bleeding out an ulcer or something. And I'm like, I can't watch this while I'm eating.
Yeah, that cow did what?
Yeah, and like the cow's like craps all over the guy, and they show it, and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to eat.
Dinner's ruined.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna change Morning Madness's name to something else. Sith Negan just brought it up. Because it's not really morning show anymore. It's like I'm putting it out there whenever. So
just call it Daily Madness or something like that.
Yeah, that's not
or daily wouldn't work either.
Yeah, something like that though. Like, yeah, maybe not daily, but yeah. Random. Could be Random Madness. Random. Sometimes it's not very...
That would probably work because Daily Madness, you'd have to do it every day, and I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of would, but like you never know like what's going on, and that's the thing about doing this from home is like I'll be up in the morning, I'll be like, oh, I've got to go do this show, but then something will happen and I'll need like kids or something will happen. And that's the thing about not being here. That was and you know, you could say like, oh, you know, rent an office somewhere and drive there every day and do the thing. But then it's like, well, but I'm doing the nightly shows. So all the nightly shows are planned. Like I never miss those. So
right. Oh, what time does your show start tonight?
10 p.m.
Your time.
My time, yeah. So it's like 9 or 8
9
your time.
My time.
Yeah, 9 your time, and it'll be on the...
I might even be able to listen for a little while, because normally I go to bed fairly early.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm old.
Yeah, a lot of people go to bed. They're like, make it earlier. I was doing an afternoon show. You know, every once in a while, I just randomly do afternoon things, and then...
yeah, I've got a few of those.
I think I might be able to get a routine down a little bit going forward. I'm almost there now. I'm slowing down.
Routines, I hope, includes us doing something.
Yeah. Like this has been a mess for me. Like I haven't even Jabroni Jabber's another guy I got to do one with about hockey season because he's a big hockey podcast guy.
Yeah, we didn't even get into music or any of the other stuff, but that's okay. We've got something for the next time.
Yeah. Yeah, like we could talk about music. We could talk about the I even forgot that I was...
probably name a lot of people that you'd go, who?
I probably wouldn't know, yeah. That's true. There's probably some people I know that I don't even know I know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of... Anybody from
Oh, yeah. You sit there and pull up the song and listen to it and go, oh, yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, like 50s, 60s, and 70s especially. Like there's probably stuff that... Because I like a lot of 50s stuff, too. Like, it's weird. I like all that. It's like... And it's stuff that when I was...
a lot of that, too, actually. And I started listening heavy in the 60s.
Yeah. Yeah, I like all that stuff is... My dad had a lot of those CDs, and also just when I was a kid, I liked that music, too. And now that and I've always liked it, you know, even though I was listening to what was trendy when I was... You know what I mean? Like in the 90s when I was a teenager, I was listening to like the, you know, like Marilyn Manson and Korn and like the metal and all the kids, all the goth stuff.
Like I said, I'm familiar with that, but I don't have the knowledge of it that I do the earlier stuff.
Yeah. Like I did all that, but I do like everything else. I'm not like, oh, I don't know anything about that stuff. I really, I've always find it.
I try to give it a chance, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like sometimes I'm listening to you guys and I'm going, I hadn't heard of that group. I'll go out and see if I can find something else. Hey, not bad.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll get into that, I think, next time. And I found this website where they do a top countdown. I did one of the I think on Morning Madness, I was going to do it every time, but I forgot on that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That was kind of cool. And so we could look at that list and talk about stuff. That could be something that sets off the conversation. For the next episode, we'll do that. We'll start back in maybe the 40s or the 50s or something even, and we'll go up from there to talk about all these different bands. And if I can get even Bailey to join us too one time, maybe I'll get him on here for that.
That would be good.
That'd be cool
because he seems to have a reasonably decent musical knowledge.
Yeah, he's got a lot of that. I don't remember stuff as much anymore. You know what I mean? But I
bet I could stump him too.
Yeah, probably. Well, anyway, Arknolia Strokelbean. I'm Joe Cronin. This is Producer's Couch, or whatever we're gonna call it in the future. Probably something different. I don't know what it will be.
Yeah, we got to think of a name, because like I said, I'd like to do this pretty regular.
Can we call it Arknolia's Beanstalk?
That'll work.
And we'll just have you crawling on the beanstalk, like looking crazy.
Yeah, there you go. I'll see what I can find.
Yeah, send me a weird photo if you want, or like wear a mask. I don't know if you want, whatever.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because if I can find it, somewhere I have a picture of me in a suit with gorilla hands and a gorilla mask. I need to find that one.
Yeah, that could be funny. I could put you up on the top of a beanstalk, and then I'd be on the bottom, like shaking it.
It'd be like King Kong, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah, that
King Kong dresses up.
Well, I'm going to put this up on Patreon in audio form as quick as possible, and then I'm going to then it will be up in video like the last one, which did pretty good. I'm surprised. You know, sometimes people see something like that and they go, "Oh, I don't want to listen to that. I don't know what that is." And it would get.
Well, we just need to push it.
Yeah, it got over 1,000 views, which is like, I consider a pretty big win. I expected 300
and
to 400.
And the comments I saw were decent too.
Yeah, I thought there wasn't a lot of people shitting on it.
This sucks.
I thought we would get that. I thought we'd get people shitting on it, like, "Oh, this fucking," you know. But people were cool. I liked it too, so it's something I would listen to. So I know it was pretty good.
Well, I try to be interesting, although that doesn't always work. And I tend to be a little bit of a smart aleck too.
Yeah, well, people like that.
I remember I was at a restaurant one day and placed the order, and a friend I was with, he placed his order. And the waitress looks at us and says, "And if you need anything else, my name's Michelle." I looked at her and I said, "If we don't need anything else, your name's still Michelle?" And she just kind of looked at me like, "What?"
Oh, man. That's funny.
Oh, and this will relate kind of, well, I want to say Tommy, but I don't know. He may not actually work at Wendy's. But I was at a Wendy's one day and I ordered a Baconator combo. And I kind of like my burgers weird. I told the guy, I says, "All I want is meat, cheese, and bun." He looked at me dead serious and said, "You don't want the bacon?" And I just took a look at him and said, "Bacon is meat, dude." I couldn't believe he said that.
That's
Why
funny.
would I order a Baconator and hold the bacon?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I love bacon, but now I can't eat bacon because it gives me this heartburn that's insane. So like now I would do that too, but it's weird. And like a BLT, I'll be like, "Oh, just give me an LT." Yeah, I'll take an LT. Like, it's very weird. Well, all right, man. I will catch up with you probably soon in the next week or two, so we can do another one quicker, so that you don't have to chase me all month, and we'll figure it out. And good.
That sounds good, because like I said, I have fun. This is fun for me.
Yeah, this is cool. I like it. And it's more content too, and it's fun, and I really appreciate it. And
I'll help you with your content. How's that?
Yeah, and it's weird, man. You pay and help me with my content, yet you're a $25 producer level. So, I don't know how I figured this scam out, but I've gotten co-hosts to, like, who was it the other night? I think Bird or something dropped a couple $100 on Monetize This. I'm like, dude, you were a co-host for like an hour or two. Now you're also the top donator.
Money. Yeah, I listened to that and it was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I mean, I wish I could do more, but that's pretty much my extent.
It's amazing how the world is now has changed, and how this is able to happen. And we're also having good stuff with TitleMatchNetwork.com. That guy's become a sponsor, so that's cool. So it's pretty cool when you get access to all that wrestling content on there, but also like you get a sponsorship from it, and then I am able to give people a deal on something some people were going to buy anyway. So that part of it's pretty cool too. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, we'll see you guys in episode 3. This is episode 2. And
I hope wish you the best.
All right.
And we shall talk to you soon.
We'll see you next time.